Hi everybody, I'm Rook and welcome to the table to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Speed Duel match. This is an in-person match featuring myself. I am playing my friend Shirley today. Shirley is on the left and I am on the right. And today Shirley's playing the Dragon Color deck and I am playing straight Amazonist. So these are two decks that I recently profiled as budget decks, and I thought this match kind of captured some good gameplay at both sides. So I wanted to show this with you guys. Shirley won the dice roll, so I'm going first. I start by playing my Amazonist Swordswoman. That's a 1500 attack warrior monster, and I set 2 back row. Swordswoman's effect is that Shirley would take any battle damage involving that card. But she has a Mask of the Accursed on that, and I'm actually going to Wild Tornado that. So you see these cards are just a little older. This is before Trials of the Kingdom. We're seeing Mask of the Accursed. We're seeing Wild Tornado. I have the Sword of Dragon Soul on Swordswoman right there. That's buffing her attack all the way up to, let's see, with Village, putting her at 17, plus Sword Dragon Soul, it's putting her all the way up to 24. But she has the Windstorm attack when I try and swing in. That would have been some serious damage to her. So Swordswoman going to defense mode. But I do have the Amazonist Village up, which is critical for straight Amazonist, because if Swordswoman were to die by battle or card effect, Village's effect is once per turn. I can special summon another Amazonist with the same level from my deck, which most of my Amazonists, if not all of them, are 4 stars. So that's very, very effective. It also boosts Amazonist's attack by 200. So Shirley's going. She has the Mask of the Curse on my Swordswoman. She sets a card and sets a monster and passes it to me. So I have the 1 back row set and Sword of Dragon Soul on Swordswoman. Now Shirley's playing Dragon Color, so Sword of Dragon Soul actually works in my favor. This was before Bashing Shield, so Sword of Dragon Soul is kind of the strongest equip right now for Warriors. I'm going to go ahead and switch Amazonist Swordswoman back into attack mode because Mask of the Curse actually still allows you to change your battle position. You just can't attack and you burn for 500. You burn for 500 on your opponent's standby phase, so that dropped me to 3,500, and now it's Shirley's turn to remain phase 1. So Shirley looking to get the right hand set up. She's actually going to do a hard pass to me, and I have more monsters in my hand. I got the Amazonist Chainmaster out. This is another 1500 attack warrior, but Amazonist Village will bump her up to 17. So Chainmaster is one where when it gets destroyed by battle, I can pay 1500 to look at my opponent's hand and potentially take a monster from her. I swing over the set monster with Chainmaster, and that is revealed to be a Blue Dragon Summoner, so she is getting, I think that was a Blue Eyes White Dragon. You can get a dragon or a spellcaster with Blue Dragon Summoner, really good for getting like Lord of D, or maybe getting the dragons in your hand so that you can set up the Dragon Color play. So that should give Shirley what she needs. She draws. I'm going to take another 500 from Mask of the Accursed. Since I blew Wild Tornado on the first one, I don't have any magic removal right now. I don't have an Amazonist Sage to deal with that yet. So that puts me all the way down to 3,000. And Shirley contemplating her next play. Yeah, there's the Lord of D, so we're going to see Dragon Color activated here. The bread and butter of the deck, there is the Flute of Summoning Dragon, which Dragon Color allows her to get. And so now her hand must be full of dragons so that she can use Flute of Summoning Dragon to get her dragons on the field. She's going to activate Flute of Summoning Dragon. She's also going to Windstorm of Attack with me proactively, so she's got to special summon her. Yep, she has 2 blue eyes right there on the field, but she's also Windstorm of Attack mostly because of Swordswoman making her take the battle damage. So she's going to try and beat over Swordswoman to avoid that battle damage with it in defense mode, but my Windstorm of Attack is going to put them all in defense mode, so that buys me another turn, and now I can spin Swordswoman into attack and get ready for any attack. Putting Chainmaster into attack mode and setting a back row, and I'm going to swing over Lord D. So Lord D is good to get off the field because while Lord D is on the field, your dragons can't be targeted by card effects. Notice I said targeted. There are some things that don't target, like Sword of Dragon Soul doesn't target. But Shirley's turn here, so that drops me to 2,500 because Mask of the Accursed is still on the field, and that's Swordswoman. She sets another back row, double checking Chainmaster's effect. Chainmaster's effect is only really if it gets destroyed by battle, so she looks like she's getting ready to decide on attacks. She has both blue eyes in attack mode, and I'm going to Windstorm of Attack with her before she gets a chance to beat over that Chainmaster. This is going to be my turn now. So I'm really just looking for magic removal to get that mask off the field. That's going to actually kill me if I don't do anything. Okay, here's the Amazonist Heirloom on Chainmaster. This doesn't buff her attack or anything, but when the battle is concluded with a monster that I battle with, it's going to die no matter what. That's Heirloom's effect in a nutshell, at least one of them. So I'm going to swing into this Blue Eyes White Dragon in defense mode. I'm going to take 800 from that because of the damage, the battle difference, but Blue Eyes will die because of Heirloom. So I'm slowly getting her dragons off the field, although it's really hurting me. This will be really good paired with Swordswoman, but Chainmaster will have to do. Shirley double checking Amazoness Heirloom. Also, its secondary effect is that you essentially have to beat over an Amazoness monster twice to kill it with Heirloom on the field. She's actually going to flip Michizuri there on the Chainmaster in response to Blue Eyes dying to take Chainmaster with her. So Amazoness Village allows me to search for another Amazoness on my deck because the card was destroyed by a card effect. There goes Chainmaster, and here comes Swordswoman. I think that in this case, it actually would have been better if she had left Chainmaster out here so that she could slam into me with that Blue Eyes, because I think what that would have been I think that would have been like 1200. That would have been pretty high damage, and I think it would have burned from the mask. So Michizuri is a little trigger happy with that. But now I have 2 Swordswomen out, which is super huge against Dragoncaller, because she can try and beat me down all she wants, but she's going to take serious damage for it. And I have Village, so I can keep getting the Amazoness out and keep the pressure on the board. Passing my turn to her, and Mask is going to burn me again. This is going to drop me all the way down to 1200 on that Swordswoman equipped with the Sword of Dragon Soul. But I do have the 1700 attack Swordswoman out, unequipped, ready to battle this Blue Eyes. Shirley setting another monster. She's doing a pass. Let me draw, giving me the opportunity to try and get the magic removal or the right monsters that I'm looking for to get Mask off the field. Otherwise, it will be all over for me. So I have another Heirloom. I have an Heirloom Swordswoman. This is the deadly combo. So I'm going to swing into the Blue Eyes, and that's going to do 800 battle damage, and it's going to kill Blue Eyes. And actually, I believe that last battle phase of mine, I got Swordswoman out on the battle phase, so I was able to swing into Blue Eyes, and really nothing happened, but she took 800 damage because of Swordswoman's effect. So that's why she's all the way down to 24. And now it's Shirley's turn, and Mask is going to burn me again for 500. That drops me down to 7 for 7. And she is going to pass. It goes back to me. So another opportunity to figure out how I can get rid of this Mask. And there's the Amazoness Sage. Okay, so Amazoness Sage is naturally 1400 attack, but Village will buff it to 16. This is the one where if it's still alive after battle, you get to pop something. So she's going to actually chain Dust Tornado to get rid of the Heirloom on Sage coming into the field. But Sage, if it makes an attack and it's able to survive from this set monster, we're going to see Mask popped. So I'm actually going to swing with Swordswoman over that. And that was a set Lord D. And Sage is going to swing at her directly for 16. If she has a response in hand, does not look like she does. So Sage's attack will go off, and then the effect will go off, allowing me to destroy spell trap she controls. There goes Mask. The Mask pressure is gone, and now with Mask off, I can swing with the buffed up Swordswoman, which will drop her to 0. So she is going to go ahead and concede that game. Dropping me all the way down to 700 just on Mask of the Accursed. It's like, I mean, Nightmare Wheel is the new Mask of the Accursed, but that just shows that this kind of gimmick has been going on for a while, and it's pretty effective, especially if you don't draw the right magic removal. She almost had me there. Now we're going to the siding phase. She's siding a few cards. I think we're both siding just a couple cards against this. Alright, Shirley deciding, and she's going to go second. So moving into game 2, I'm up 1, and I'm going to go first here. My skill, by the way, is Last Gamble. It's Last Gamble. This was before Switcheroo, so it's still... I was playing Last Gamble just because you can go down to 100 life points, but if you have Swordswoman, then you're fine. Starting with the Amazoness Village, and there's Amazoness Sage. So Sage buffed to 16 with Village, and now I have my Village engine. It's so good if you get Village early. Just because now, unless they are able to destroy it with magic removal, you just keep getting your Amazonesses out, and it's just an onslaught, like you saw in that last game. So Sage is out with Heirloom. Pretty aggressive play right off the bat with the Heirloom out. So even if she were to get something out, Sage is kind of weak, but even if she were to get something out that could beat over it, she'd have to get 2 monsters out because it has to get beat over twice. Shirley draws here. She's set in the back row. Normal summon the Blue Dragon Summoner. Now that's at 1500 attack. And she actually made a misplay here because she forgot about Amazoness Village buffing the Amazoness monsters. So Sage is naturally at 1400 and Blue Dragon Summoner at 15. So she thought she was going to try and get a little bit of damage in. Obviously, she wouldn't kill it with Heirloom, but Sage is buffed. So Blue Dragon is just out there. And now I'm going to take this opportunity to set a back row and swing at Blue Dragon Summoner, and she's going to take 100 for that. Although this is still good for her because she gets her search, so that's kind of what she was looking for. Shirley dropping to 3,900. Really not that big of a deal, and she's getting her hand set up for the Dragoncaller play. And Sage's effect, I was able to pop the back row. That back row was the Windstorm of Ataqua. So now it's Shirley's draw on her main phase. Shirley with the Kaiba Man. Alright, this is also one that I recommended in my Dragon Color budget deck build because it just works really well. Look, Kaiba Man, Tribute into Blue Eyes. Really good clutch play if you don't have the Dragon Color set up. So there was Kaiba Man into Blue Eyes. And now Blue Eyes is swinging into Sage, and that's actually going to hurt me pretty bad. That drops me down to 26. And now, I could swing into it next turn with my Sage Heirloom, and it would kill Blue Eyes, but it would really, really hurt. And then I would be, it would be very hard to... I'd have to be very careful because my life point value would be so low. So I'm at 26, and she's got a strong Blue Eyes out. So now I got to think about if I want to make that play or if I want to play defensively here. So the Kaiba Man into Blue Eyes is really clutch. Sort of Dragon Soul on Sage, trying to minimize the damage as much as I can. That buffs 700 to a warrior. So Sage at 16 plus 7 is what, 23? So I'm going to swing at the Blue Eyes, and I'll take 700. Drops me to 1900, but Heirloom will ensure that it's dead by the end of the battle. And that'll be my turn. So now it's Shirley's turn. Shirley, good life point value. A lot of life points left. But I have such good field presence right now with the mighty, mighty Sage. But there it is. So she's got a back row. She's got the Lord of D. So now here we go. We're going to see Fluta Summoning Dragon. And she already used one Blue Eyes White Dragon. But most definitely she has another one in her hand or some other monster dragon that's going to kill me here. Surely activating Flute. We have another Blue Eyes. Okay, so she Kaiba Man'd one Blue Eyes, but now she has the Lower D and the second Blue Eyes. And Blue Eyes can't be targeted by card effects with Lower D on the field. She's going to swing at Sage, which is going to hurt. It's going to do another 700 to me because Sage is at 23. Blue Eyes will actually die here because Sword of Dragon Soul doesn't target. The language is something like if this card battles a dragon monster at the end, it's destroyed. No target. Shirley's questioning that ruling there. Here we go. We got our third party. Yeah, Blue Eyes is going away. But Shirley only at 3,900. I'm at 1,200. But like I said, my field presence is huge. And she just wiped out the Kaiba Man play and the Dragon Color play. So she's pretty much on the ropes here. I got my Swordswoman out. And she's just got Lord of D in one back row, and Sage will be able to get rid of that back row here if she doesn't use it, and there's the Windstorm of Bataqua. So buying her another turn, but that Sage is super amped up with the Heirloom and Sword of Dragon Soul. Setting another back row, and she's... Yeah, Sage is at 700 defense, so that's pretty weak. So she swings at it with Lord of D, Sage doesn't die. Shirley leaving her turn with Lord of D on the field and a back row. And I have an Amazoness Spy. That was a good tech I used. Amazoness Spy, it's a little smaller monster. It's a 3-star monster, but when it goes to the graveyard, I can get another Amazoness from my graveyard to my hand. So right now that it doesn't apply. I'm just trying to get as much pressure on as I can because she's still pretty much at full life points. So she draws the warrior elimination. That's a great side against straight Amazoness. I'm sure you guys have played some variation of just warriors in your face, Command Knight, Gearfrieds, those guys. So warrior elimination is super huge here because you're going to see my whole field go away. Because that is all 3 Amazoness are warriors. And then 2 of my spell cards were equips onto Sage. Luckily, I have Amazoness Village there, so it only can happen once per turn, otherwise it'd be super broken. So once per turn, this is my one time I'm able to get another Amazoness out. So I get the Swordswoman out in response to the others dying. So my field isn't totally wiped, and I have the back row set. And of course the field spell is everything. So now, Shirley just got Lord of D, putting it in defense mode, and I'm going to draw. Ooh, got another Amazoness Sage in my hand. The monsters in hand are so good here. Swinging at Lord of D with Sage. The defense is pretty low, so I'm going to beat over that quickly. And then there's 1,700 to Shirley. And she's going to take that. Shirley draw. And another, no way, another Warrior Limb top deck for Shirley. So, God, I'm losing so many cards on this. But the saving grace is Amazoness Village. If I didn't have Amazoness Village, this would be way too slow for me to try and catch back up. Because Village allows me to get another Amazoness out, and it's another Swordswoman. Swordswoman's always my go-to to pull out with Amazoness Village. And luckily, I only had the one, and I was able to get each out of my deck. And there's a Chainmaster. I reveal the Wild Tornado in case she had any mask, and that is game 2. So straight Amazoness taking over Dragon Color here. MVPs are the Warrior Elimination side. Amazoness Heirloom really taking out those big dragons, and I got pretty low, but not low enough for it to be lethal. But we saw a lot of good stuff on both sides, and just a couple gameplay mechanics that give the decks their own character and their own flavor that make them fun to play. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please feel free to hit the like button, and of course subscribe for more, and I will catch you guys later. See ya.